Hello, everybody. Welcome back to She Has a Voice with Just a Minister. I hope all of y'all are doing good today. So today's show is talking to the woman in the mirror. Um, this is something I have been working on and off with my coach, Rosie. But today I want to share with you a little intake on talking to the woman in the mirror. Give y'all some key points that y'all should have an opportunity to really consider and take a look at yourself. And it just don't have to be for a bad reason. It could be for a good reason. So open it up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, imagine standing before a mirror, looking into your own eyes and seeing the pain and strength of a survivor staring back at you. This is a story of countless women who have faced abuse and found the courage to rise above it. Today, we are here to talk about the woman in the mirror, about recognizing her resilience, reclaiming her identity, and empowering her to stand tall once more. This journey is about healing, hope, and the incredible power within each of us to transform pain into strength. Join me as we honor and uplift the unstoppable woman reflected in that mirror. That's personal. And the reason why it's personal is because I had to take a look at my own self in the mirror. I had to take accountability for where I went wrong at in certain areas of my life or certain relationships. I had to take accountability for making the wrong decision. I had to take accountability for staying in situation that I know that I should have got out of. But because one thing about personally me, I'm not just gonna call people out, but personally me, I know when I love or care about somebody, I really love and care about somebody. It's not easy to walk away. It's not easy to just say forget about it. I had to learn that it's okay to walk away. Later in life, I learned that it's okay to walk away. I'd rather walk away and deal with the pain instead of just standing there and dealing with the misery, the heartbreak, the brokenness, the confusion, the mental state that it has you in. But sometimes in life, because of how we feel about somebody, we endure so much and then we don't know how to get out. We don't know how to get out until things turn violent or until things turn drastic. And then it's pretty much at that point in time, it's a life or death situation. So for me, it took all of that and then some for me to walk away. Later down the line, I had to look at myself in the mirror and I had to really see the person staring back at me. The person that was staring back at me was a broken vessel. The person that was staring back at me was an enemy that I was within myself. I was my biggest enemy. The person staring back at me was a person that was broken, so confused, didn't know which way to turn, didn't know what to do. A person staring at me was the person that wanted him back, but then knew that it was the right thing to do to leave him right where you left him at. So let's fast track that a little bit. Looking for, looking for a couple of days to a week later, I re-looked at myself in the mirror, and I had to tell me what my own issues was. I had to take accountability for my own issues, and when I was able to really search me on the inside, I start to learn who I really was. I start to learn that I am a dope chick. I learned that I am incredible. I learned that I am resilience. I learned that I am empowered. I learned that I have a voice. I learned that I am a voice box. I learned that I can do anything that I set my mind to. And I learned that I will no longer let anybody allow me to be silenced again. And sometimes we allow our voice to be taken because we don't want drama or we don't want to face the music. But now where I'm at now, I wouldn't trade where I'm at today for my past. My past is who made me who I am today. My past who made me not only a thriver, but it made me an author. It made me a better person overall. It made me a better businesswoman than what I was before. And that's because I got this dope team that's riding behind me. So shout out to the team. Y'all know who y'all are. I have people in my corner that stays on my coattail. If I'm slacking, they know how to reach out. But the woman you see before you wasn't always the woman that was here. It was just like I felt like I was invisible in my past, and now not only that I felt invisible, I felt like I did not belong in rooms or places that I was, and I had to tell myself back then it was okay. But now I make room at my own table for myself. I make room at other people's table for myself. I don't need nobody to advocate for me. I don't need nobody to tell me, oh, I can do this for you. I can do that so you can sit at this table. No, you open up that door and I know how to walk through, because I had to take a look at that woman in the mirror and tell this woman that she is powerful, tell this woman that she is gorgeous, tell this woman that no matter what you've been through, what the devil meant for your bad, God turned around to be for your good. And I wanted to transform my pain into being able to help people, because see, when you suffer in silence, you feel like nobody hears you. You feel like nobody sees you. You feel like you have nobody. And during that time, I only had me, myself, and God, and I had my children. But it's a difference when you still have to suffer all that pain by yourself. It's still a difference when you have to realize, like, hey, you went through it, but you have one more chance to get it right. So, with that being said, I want to share something else that I have worked on. As you stand before the mirror, take a moment to truly see the woman reflected back at you. This woman with eyes that hold untold stories and a heart that bears silent wounds, is a testament to strength and resilience. She has faced storms that threaten to break her, yet here she stands, unbroken and braving. I was a person that was broken. I was a person that had to find her bravery back. Um, I tapped into a power that I didn't really know I had, or well, I knew I had, but I chose to lock it away. And it felt different when I chose to find that power again. It made me feel different, that um it was okay to live who I am as a person, not only as a person, but a mother, as a friend, as a minister. It allowed me to allow my flowers to really bloom. And see, sometimes you got to be your own root, but if you don't know who you are as a person, you can't understand your roots and how they supposed to sprout. But mine wasn't sprouting during that time in my life. Many storms I faced, I used to run from them. I did. I ran from every storm that I ever faced. You know, when you have trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma, you really don't know how to deal with the storms in your life. You don't know how to face what's going on. You don't know how to respond to the issues. And that's why I wrote the book, A Shepherd in a Storm, because so many times we be in the storms and we don't know how to communicate with people. We don't know how to ask people, is can you help, or can you just listen? Sometimes we don't even want you to even say anything. Sometimes we just need a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes we just need to vent, to let people know, like, hey, we are going through this. We are struggling in some form or fashion. And see, don't get it twisted. Abuse is not the only suffer we does. It's verbal abuse, it's mental, it's emotional. It's so many different abuse that we suffer, and people don't realize it. Because why? Because we so scared to talk about it. We so scared to being judged. The Bible tells you in Matthew the 7th chapter, judge ye not that ye be judged. So if I'm judging you, I have no room to judge you. Foremost and first, only God can judge us. When we die, God is the only one that's going to judge us at judgment day. So what we should be doing is trying to be a better version of who we are, not whom we was in the past, but who we are today. Anytime that God allows you to wake up one more time, He's allowed you to get what you didn't get right yesterday, get right today. That's part of just checking yourself. That's just part of you looking at the woman in the mirror. The other part I want to share is the mirror doesn't just capture your image, it captures your journey. It holds the pain of the past and the hope of the future. Look beyond the surface, beyond the visible scars and the shadow of old fears. See the woman who endures, who have fought battles both seen and unseen. See her for who she truly is as a survivor, a warrior, a beacon of hope. I had to find hope again. I mean, pretty much what I just read is what I just pretty much covered. When you lose hope, you feel like there's nothing else. And it's really, for me, I felt like that was the end. I felt like, how can I have faith with no hope? And and I had to ask myself that. But God reminded me of who He was and whom He was in my life. He let me know that all them times that you went through what you went through, I was still there. All them times that you should have walked away, you didn't walk away. But because of you was my child, I covered you. I covered you until you woke up. And see, that's the type of God we serve. And sometimes God remind you to keep your eye on the prize. And sometimes we be so scared to focus on the prize. It is okay to focus on the prize. And one thing about God is God promise will always be fulfilled. God is a God that do not lie. God is a God that will fulfill everything that you desire. He's a God that looked past our faults and see our needs. There's many times that most of us should have been gone, but because He looked past our faults and He saw our needs, He know that our work is not done. So for everyone that out here that feel like you at your last limb, no, you're not. Just hold on just a little while longer, because they say, well, joy come in the morning. We've been made endure for a night, but that joy come in the morning. Nobody said when the joy was going to come. It said it's going to come in the morning. It didn't say tomorrow morning. It didn't say the next morning, but it said it's going to come in the morning. But that's when you got to tap into who you really are as a person. That's when you got to tap into your faith with God. You got to tap into that intercessor, because sometimes you need people to be a prayer warrior for you. Sometimes you need people to tap into their faith for you to get a prayer out, and it's okay. So don't let nobody tell you you was wrong for looking at yourself in the mirror. Don't let nobody tell you you wrong for making a change in your life, because every now and then we have to make a change. Sometimes we make the change for the good, sometimes we make the change for the bad. But as long as you happy with the change for the good, not the bad, because I'm telling you, if you keep going down that wrong road, you might not be so lucky the next time. And that's the problem. People don't want to talk about that. People don't want to talk about that phase of life. I tell my kids often, I say, look, it's only a few places you can end up. That's the hospital, jail, or dead. One of the three. So instead of getting out here doing foolish stuff, do positive things. Make a difference. Make a difference. And I got to lead by example. Because sometimes every day it's not easy getting up being positive. Every day it's not easy taking on the world, because sometimes the strongest be weak too. And it's okay for the strong to be weak, but people need to realize sometimes the strong need to be poured into too. Sometimes you can pour into people and pour into people and pour into people till sometimes all you got is a ounce of strength left for yourself. But then you got these dope people that know, that you need something out of the blue. They can turn your sad day into a sunny day. They can make your whole day go turn around. And it's okay. And them are the type of people you need in your life. Get some people that's going to encourage you. Get some people that's going to help you make these boss moves. Get some people that's really going to tell you, hey, fam, that was messed up what you did. Get some people that's going to still love you despite of correcting you. Get some people that you can be vulnerable with, emotional with. Don't get people that's going to judge you. But one thing I have learned, when people talk about you, let them talk. Because apparently you're doing something that they wish they was doing. But when they stop talking, check up on yourself. I want all my haters. I don't care whether you my family that's hating. I don't care whether you my friends that hate or associates. I do not care. Hear me good. Keep talking. Keep talking. And watch me keep making these boss moves. Because what they messed up is when God really let me realize who I am, he really created me as a better boss, a bigger boss. You can't set this boss down. I don't care how tired I am, how sick I am, or whatever. I know that God gonna turn it around because He know my heart. He knows my mind. He sees my vision. And see, sometimes we can have these vision of our life and people might not understand it. But as long as you got the vision and you got your eye on the prize and you know what God had promised you, it's not meant for everybody to see your vision. Some will support it, some won't, and that's okay. It is really okay if people don't support you. But the biggest cheerleader you have should be yourself. You are your biggest supporter. You are your biggest cheerleader. But then when you get these so-called people in your life, check them. And I don't mean like check them as being mean, but watch them. Pay attention. Because everybody is not in your corner to be positive in your life or to help you grow. Some people is there to steal from you or watch the way you move, watch the way you talk, see what you got that they can do. And that's just the society we live in. In this moment, allow yourself to feel every emotion that comes rushing in. The sadness, the anger, the grief, and yes, even the joy. For within you lies an incredible power, a spirit that refuses to be exhausted. You are not defined by the abuse you suffer. You are defined by the courage to stand before this mirror and face yourself with honesty and compassion. I'm going to read that again because somebody needs to hear it. In this moment, allow yourself to feel every emotion that comes rushing in. The sadness, the anger, the grief, and yes, even the joy. For within you lies an incredible power, a spirit that refuses to be extinguished. You are not defined by the abuse you suffer. You are defined by the courage you stand before this mirror and face yourself with honesty and compassion. That first part said, allow yourself to feel every emotion. You have to allow yourself to feel every emotions to order to start to heal. Some emotions, like you said, it's going to be anger. Some emotions going to be grief. Some emotions going to be crying. Some emotion can either be you can go from being happy to sad. But allow yourself to feel them emotions because trust me, it's not easy. But the more you keep opening up to yourself and keep asking yourself, hey, I need a little more strength today because I don't know what I'm gonna feel, you'll get it. You can tap into a place inside of you that you might not even realize you had. See, sometimes we ask God for strength, but sometimes God is telling us that our strength is already there. It's up to us whether we want to use it. But see, that's going back into knowing who you are and finding out who you are as a man or a woman. It doesn't matter who you are. It's saying you have to find your power. We have to find our power because we don't know what we're capable of when we are in a dark place in our life. And it's okay. It is okay to not understand where we are in life. It's okay to not understand the power that we have. But it's really up to us. Let this be the beginning of a new chapter, one where you reclaim your narrative and your identity. As you gaze into your own eyes, repeat these words: I see you, I honor you, I love you. Embrace the woman in the mirror with all of her imperfections and strength. She is you and she is beautiful. These are the things that I have to find within myself. Them are the things that I have to tell myself. And see, sometimes our mind be so cloudy and we be so confused. Our heart be so cloudy and so confused till we don't even know what to tell ourselves. We start blaming us, and it's wrong. It was days that I said I deserved it. It was times that I said, hey, maybe it should have happened. And then when I start thinking like that, I'm like, okay, God, why is I'm thinking like this? I know I'm hurt. I know I'm broken. And God told me it's not your fault. Where I went wrong, it was I didn't walk away sooner. That's where I went wrong at. When so many doors was open, but because of me loving and being in love with a person, and because of all that I have invested, I couldn't just walk. I couldn't just walk away. And the sad thing is, November the 13th woke me up when it happened in front of my kids. And when it happened in front of my kids, I remember telling God, I said, God, if you give me up out of this, if you give me the strength, I promise you I would divorce him. I will walk away and I will not look back. And his word was, B, you fight me back. I said, yeah, I'm going to fight you back because I got something to live for and I have a reason to live. And I had to tell myself after that, like, if I can endure that and I can fight through that, I can fight through anything. And that's when I found out my strength. That's when I allowed my aggression part to really open up. That's when I decided to get help. I had to tell my kids what you saw is not what y'all what's supposed to happen in relationships. People don't have the right to hurt you. People don't have the right to disrespect you. People don't have the right to call you out your name. It's not what they call you, it's what you answer by. I oftentimes said because so many people think that they supposed to answer by any other name but their title. So if you can't address me by my title, don't address me at all. Or address me by my name, don't address me at all. And it's okay to tell people my name is such and such. Find the voice that's within yourself. Because we all got it. The question is how? Where do we begin? You begin acknowledging that it happened. You begin to find first of all, it starts with you just saying, okay, I need to make a change. I want to make a change. But I know I'm telling you now, it's not going to be easy. The first couple of weeks going to be rough, but if you make it through that hurdle, I promise you, it's going to get better. But you got to believe that for yourself. This journey of healing is not a straight path, but each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Today, you begin to rebuild piece by piece the incredible mnemonics that is your life. You are worthy of love, respect, and happiness. Never forget that. I had to remind myself that I was worthy of love. I had to remind myself that I was worthy of respect. I had to allow myself to remind myself that I am worthy of happiness. And I had got to a point in my life that I feel like everybody else had to validate my happiness but me. I don't have to do that no more. I'm trying to be as raw as possible. But for me, I had everything else or allowing everybody else to validate things that I should have been validating about myself. But when I looked at that woman in the mirror, that's when I had to find out all of these things about myself. I had to tell myself what I did deserve and what I didn't deserve, what I will take, what I won't take. I had to teach myself to have boundaries. I had to teach myself that it's okay to say no. Sometimes I had an issue with saying no, to be honest. It was always yes, 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 yes. I had an issue of not having boundaries, but now that I have boundaries, people look at me like, "Oh, you're not the same." I'm not meant to be the same because I'm not the same person you once knew. I'm a person that got their head on their shoulder. I'm a person that got their own podcast. I'm a person that's on a podcast team. I'm a person that's now is running a dope nonprofit organization. I'm a person that has a book. I'm an author. I am so many things. The list goes on and on. I'm a minister, but most of all, I'm a child of God. I might not act like I know God every day, but trust me, I know him. Because see, God lives within me. And I don't have to validate my Christian walk with nobody. I don't need nobody to validate. I don't need nobody approval to do anything, because the only approval I need is mine and God. And I'm telling y'all don't need nobody approval. If something is put on your mind and heart to do it, Habakkuk 2:2 said, write it plain. When you write your vision plain, God is going to fulfill it. But if you don't make it plain, and God already knows, He knows what's on your mind, He knows what's on your heart, He knows what's in you. But if you don't know what's on your mind, if you don't know what's in your heart, then nobody else does besides you and God. Be who you are. Stand with courage. Not only stand with courage, but stand with the power that you have within yourself. As we move forward, and nope, I'm not going to read that. Let it be a foundation which you build your new life, a life of resilience and power and unshakable strength. You are the woman in the mirror, and you are unstoppable. Remember that nobody can stop you but you. Nobody knows what you will and will not take but you. I want y'all to take the self-discovery and healing with you. Self-reflection. The the journey begins with looking inward and acknowledge past trauma. The mirror serves as a metaphor for introspection and honesty with oneself. Number two, resilience. Highlight the strengths required to survive and recover from abuse, showcasing the adamant spirit of a warrior. Number three, self love and acceptance. Emphasize the importance of self compassion and forgiveness. Encourage readers to embrace their true selves beyond their scars. Number four, reclamation of identity, rediscovering who they are apart from their experience of abuse, rebuild self worth and confidence. Number five, healing and growth. The process of healing through various means, such as therapy, support network, and self care, encouraging continual personal growth in the pursuit of happiness. Number six, empowering, equipping readers with tools and strategy to reclaim control over their lives, inspire to inspire readers to find the use of their voice, set boundaries, and stand tall. Number seven, community and support. The importance of building and relying on a support, advocating the power of shared stories and mutual encouragement. Number eight, transformation. The ultimate transformation from victim to survivor, and eventually a thriver. The journey towards a future filled with hope, purpose, and fulfillment. Number nine, advocacy and empowering each other. Encourage readers to share their stories and support others to their journey. Create a ripple of empowerment and change. By weaving these elements into narrative, you can create a powerful and cohesive theme that resonates deeply with the readers or person, offering both inspiration and practical guides on their path of healing and empowerment. Sometimes people don't even want us to do that. And let me make this clear, because women is the number one people that go through abuse, but men go through it too. And when I talk, yeah, most of my stuff say women's, but it's co-ed pretty much. And it's covered for any victim, any race, any sex you are. If you are in a situation, I encourage you to get out. If you are in a situation and you don't know how to get out, reach out to somebody, because it's people out here listening. When you make it out, You are no longer a survivor. You are no longer a survivor. You are a thriver. You have become a warrior that had made it through. But you got to know that for yourself. And sometimes we really don't know how to figure that out. It took me a while. That's all for now. She has a voice. See you on next time with Just a Minister.